Live from the Geico Outkick Studios. You know, right now, Geico's offering an extra 15% credit on car, motorcycle, and RV policies. That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th. Visit geico.com to learn more. Appreciate all of you hanging out with us. We're amidst Major League Baseball madness. For those of you just waking up, a lot went on yesterday. 8 different Major League Baseball games. We had a big discussion yesterday. My wife called in, didn't want me to take the kid out of school. I took him out of school. We watched a 13-inning epic between the Cincinnati Reds and the Atlanta Braves that went all the way into the bottom of the 13th inning before Freddie Freeman, who may be the NL MVP, the Reds made the decision to not put him on base and to pitch to him, and he had a line drive single up center field, and so the Braves won 1-0 last night. The Lakers managed to destroy the Heat. I don't think there's going to be a lot of interest in this NBA Finals. We'll see. It does not look like the Heat are going to be much of a challenge for the Lakers at this point in time. News on the Titans, it appears as they get ready, they've had some positive tests. We'll see. I would imagine if there are any other players who are going to test positive, I would think this Thursday would be important for making determination. But it appears that the Titans-Steelers game is going to be played in Nashville on Monday, earlier than a normal Monday night football game, which actually is kind of cool. I would think would be, for a lot of people out there, a fun experience to be able to have another Monday night football doubleheader, particularly between two teams, the Steelers on the road against the Titans, who are both 3-0. But what has taken the nation by storm is our national anthem. And we were just saying, by the way, I brought up Patrick Swayze, and the number of people who had immediate thoughts about Patrick Swayze was through the roof. This stretch, maybe the greatest stretch in American acting history, Red Dawn, 1984.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Red Dawn? A ton of people on social media were reaching out.
One of the first war movies that our mom actually let us watch.
That's right. So Red Dawn. And then, this is old school, North and South, Book 1 and Book 2. Patrick Swayze played Ori Main, which North and South, Book 1 and Book 2 is a huge television production back in the day. They used to have those, for people out there who are young and listening to me right now and you have no idea, they used to have like big event television, and they would basically make movies and they would put them on television. They called it a mini-series, right? It wasn't like it was a television show. It was a mini-series, and a mini-series could be a huge deal. So you had Patrick Swayze go from Red Dawn to Ori Main. Then he went to Dirty Dancing in 1987, playing the incredibly named Johnny Castle, which sounds like such a porn star name. But Patrick Swayze's character was Johnny Castle on Dirty Dancing. Then we went to Roadhouse, where he played James Dalton in 1989. Then Ghost, where he played Sam Wheat. And obviously we had the clay pot scene, which is one of the iconic scenes in movie history with he and Demi Moore. And then he closed it out in 1991 with Point Break, playing the immortally named Bodie. That's a 7-year stretch that may be the greatest 7-year acting stretch of all time. I don't know if anybody can top that. From Red Dawn to Point Break, 84 to 91 for Patrick Swayze. I don't know if anybody's got a better 7-year run than what he did there.
Legend.
Legend. Absolute legend. All right, lots of people want to weigh in on our new national anthem. Start off with the Outkick VIP line. Danny G, I believe it's Tyson down in Florida. You can be an Outkick VIP. Go to Outkick.com and sign up. What you got for me, Tyson?
Clay, you got me so pumped up this morning. I feel like Superman about to break through a wall. I was going to say I would love to actually tune into an NBA game or a playoff game and see LeBron's reaction to this anthem. I'm not even a basketball fan, but I would actually tune in just to see his expression when that anthem is played.
What they said, it is amazing to think about. If they said at a sporting event you're in, hey, please stand, remove your cap for the national anthem, and everybody's like, okay, here's about to start, the Star Spangled Banner, and then boom, on comes Sweet Caroline, and then we run through that entire medley. It would be amazing to see everybody's reaction. Thank you for the call. Thanks for being a VIP. Who's up next, Dub?
We got Jamie in Vermont.
Jamie in Vermont, what do you think of the new Outkick National Anthem? Are you so unified now?
I am, sir. Nice to talk to you guys. I'm a big fan of your show. I actually got a story to tell you real quick. We went to Disney World a few years ago, and we were coming down the river with one of those boats back to the hotel. We had a whole bunch of different people in there, and they played two of those songs, and you should have heard the boat. The whole boat went wild.
I'm telling you.
And the other one was the first song. And it was amazing to hear everybody go off in the boat and everybody videoed. It was pretty fun. So, yeah, I'm a big fan, and, I would give that top 10.
Thank you. I think, I wish Casey Kasem were alive because I think we'd be storming the charts. Remember Casey Kasem? That was a big deal back in the day. Casey Kasem. I was watching the Ghostbusters. I took my kids to go watch the 1984 Ghostbusters movie theaters opened back up, and they started showing classic films. And, Casey Kasem comes on because he's talking about the Ghostbusters and how they're storming the charts or whatever. And I was like, man, is there any modern day equivalent to Casey Kasem? Would it be Seacrest?
Yeah, probably.
Does Casey Kasem have the greatest voice in radio history?
One of them. I mean, to listen to him read a letter live on the air when we were little kids was one of the coolest
I know
things.
There's like the Paul Harvey voice and everything else. That's the rest of the story. But I think Casey Kasem may have the greatest radio voice of all time. I mean, think about it. Now, the best narrator voice of all time, probably Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
I think, like in terms of, Morgan Freeman reads a letter or whatever, Morgan Freeman probably has the best, read a story. But radio voice, a guy who was a radio professional, I don't know that anybody's ever been able to beat Casey Kasem.
And he used to broadcast his countdown show from right here in Sherman Oaks.
Oh, really? From the same building or somewhere different?
No, right here. On our floor, they still have the signs up.
Oh, nobody pointed that out to me. That's pretty cool. No, I had no idea. All right, Dub, who's up next?
We got Mike in Cincinnati.
Mike, what do you think? Have we redefined the national anthem?
Yes, but a couple of bars of Lawrence Welk might get the blue hairs into it, too. You got a little time to do that.
Old people? Or is our anthem too young? Oh, that's an interesting.
You could add that to make it even more inclusive. And, hey, by the way, careful with your Bengal cat. I had one of those, too. They're not a natural breed. They urinate in running water to hide their scent. I doubt you have a creek in your house. You're going to have urine in your house. Just keep an eye out for it. Don't say I didn't tell you.
I hate these cats already. I got to be honest with you.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I had a Bengal cat for years. He never peed on
I've
anything.
got 2 Bengal cats now. And for people out there, like the family's obsessed with them. Everybody wants to sleep in the same room with the cats. I'm going to die. I'm going to get a mix of allergies and COVID, and nobody's going to care. I asked my 6-year-old, just turned 6, and we were getting ready for kindergarten yesterday, and I said, I know you like these cats, but if you had to decide between having a dad or having the cats, which would you pick? And without skipping a beat, he said, oh, the cats. So I was already the least popular person in my house. Dad's always like the lowest rung of the the significance in the house. And the cats have been in the house for 3 weeks, and they have already passed me on the popularity rankings. My 6-year-old, without skipping a beat, he was like, what if you had to give away the cats or dad? Who would you give away? And he said dad. Already. This 3 weeks, and dad's just kicked to the curb. The cats get to stay. Dad gets kicked out of the house.
What did they name the 2 cats?
My wife wanted to name them both after Ghostbusters. But the kids did not want to do that. My youngest got to name one. So one of the cats' names is Egon. The other cat's name is Leo.
Egon and Leo?
Yeah, we were going to go with Egon and Venkman.
Oh, okay.
For the Ghostbusters, but Venkman was vetoed by my 6-year-old, and so he wanted to name one of the cats Leo. And I think that's a Caillou thing. I think Caillou has a cat named Leo. Or something like that. So anyway, I don't know.
And by the way, really quick on the topic of maybe an old song in there, you got to point out Neil Diamond, Sister Sledge, and the Village People. Those are all old school songs.
Yeah, that's pretty old.
So
that's
I think we've covered it. And when we go back to the studio lines here, we have a Canada call on the VIP lines.
Oh, well, we just dunked all over Canada. I mean, I don't even know how O Canada would get out of bed if we made this the new national anthem. O Canada, the Marseillaise, whatever that, however you pronounce that. I had to memorize the French national anthem back in the day in 7th grade, 8th grade French class. Canada.
Yeah, Marv is on the line.
Marv, I don't know about you, Marv, but I don't even know how the Canadian national anthem even shows its face right now.
I have no idea. We are totally lit up and done. We'll just mail it in and forget about it. But the only problem is you left out a group of my personal favorites that you should include. What you need to do is you need to include one-armed German midgets in order to be all-inclusive.
That would be a tough break if you – I don't think you could – didn't we find out that – thank you for the call, Marv. The Canadians are just going to be eating their ketchup-flavored potato chips crying now because of our new American national anthem that we just did. So,
and I think the correct term nowadays is little people.
Midget is offensive now, right?
Yes.
And it's not even – you can't say dwarf, right? Isn't that offensive? My wife
That's
watches –
also offensive.
My wife watches that Little People reality show, right?
I've seen that, yeah.
It's wildly popular. That and – my wife watches. Have you guys ever seen this 90-Day Fiancé show?
Oh yeah, my wife watches it.
Oh my God, it's incredibly addictive.
My wife watches it religiously on Sunday.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. I walk through the house sometimes, and I'll just see the 90-Day Fiancé show on, and it's like I get drawn to my chair like a magnet. And I can't, and then it's like 20 minutes later, and I'm like, I can't believe I've just watched 20 minutes about this.
Yeah, Sunday, Mondays, my wife watches that religiously.
It's like you're always thinking, are they really going to get married? They can't possibly. It's an incredible show.
My wife loves the reaction show to the 90 Days.
I watched that's how bad I've gotten. The other day, my wife was watching the reaction show, and I was like, they have a reaction show now? And I was like, and then I watched the reaction show.
I watched that too with my wife.
I don't even know. And one of the guys was on the reaction show without his fiance because she couldn't get out of Russia right now. Did you see that?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, how many reactions? I can't even keep up. And my general position is,
and they're just spinoffs after spinoffs from that 90-Day Fiancé.
Brilliant. There's
crazy.
Always new 90-Day Fiancés.
Yeah.
If you can't find someone who lives in your country to marry you, was there a general belief? If you can't find someone, I understand if you live overseas, or you have a reason to meet somebody from somewhere else. But if you live in America and you meet a girl online and bring her to America to be your wife, or vice versa, if you're a woman and you meet a man.
No, when they go the other way, they start complaining about all the stuff that's not there. Well, what were you expecting? You're in the United States of America and you're going the other way.
There's 330 million people who live in America. And you can't find a single person that you want to be with out of the 330 million.
Crazy.
But you go to
flag.
Latvia and you immediately find a woman that you love, or you go to Peru and this is really weird.
I love when the family's waiting for their dowry too.
Yeah.
You owe my mom $20,000.
Yeah, well, some of the people also, there was that girl from Atlanta who married the guy.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they created a spin-off show with that family.
Do they have their own show?
They do, yeah.
Well, she was really good looking, right?
Yeah.
And
a little crazy, but beautiful.
Well, yeah, she's totally crazy if she's going to be marrying some random guy because she's gorgeous and she lives in America and she could marry anybody she wants. And instead, she's marrying some random guy from another country. And I'm like, what are you doing? This guy won the lottery. You talk about outkicking your coverage. He got to marry a smoking hot, and I think her family's rich, a smoking hot rich girl in America and become an American citizen. That doesn't happen.
And then you got the guy who's paying hundreds of thousands of dollars on plastic surgery for his girlfriend. Meanwhile, he's driving a Honda Civic and living in an apartment.
Yeah, a lot of the decisions.
Chantel. Yeah, you're talking about
Chantel. That's her name.
In Atlanta, that was Pedro, right?
Pedro
and Chantel.
They have their own show now?
Yeah, they had a spin-off show.
I would watch the Pedro and Chantel show. Do you understand why
watched
in the world
that.
would
I like
Chantel
that.
marry Pedro?
Yeah, I like that better than the 90-Day Fiancé show.
Were you with me? You saw her and you're like, why is she marrying a random guy from and I don't know, Pedro hit the lottery. Pedro outkicked his coverage like a 99-yard punt.
And both families are crazy, and that's why the TLC people were like, ooh, spin-off here. Let's get both families together.
Oh, the family Chantel, right?
Yeah, family Chantel.
What percentage of people that are listening to us right now have watched an episode of 90 Day? It's, by the way, I was looking the other day. It's the highest rated show on cable now.
Oh, wow.
Like not counting, like the new shows, Tucker Carlson, Rachel Maddow, like those, like not counting those, the shows, like an actual show, a drama in some way. It's the highest rated by far. Millions of people are watching it.
It's one of those shows where a lot of our listeners are forced to see it from their girlfriend or wife.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Amen.
Yeah.
I mean, is that how you all initially saw it?
Yes. Yeah, but then you get sucked in, and there's certain characters on the show you start to like. And like I said, I started watching the spinoff, and I'm like, how did I even start watching? Oh, yeah. She had me start watching this.
I mean, I bet it's a huge percentage.
I'm watching football on Sundays, and my wife's like getting ready for the new show coming on Sunday night, so she starts like watching.
She's doing
the rerun.
pregame. She's doing a pregame barbecue.
Yeah, she's like getting she's getting guacamole ready for later on tonight, and her glass of wine. It's crazy, man.
It is. It's an absolute obsession for women, and a lot of married men have now gotten drawn into it too. Also, boyfriends. All right, who's up next, Dub?
All right, we got Brad.
Dub, by the way, have you ever heard of Dub?
Dub's like, what are you guys talking about?
No, I've heard of it. I definitely have. And it sounds like this might be our new Game of Thrones, where we come on Monday morning and react to 90 Day Fiancé.
Have you, do you, usually The Bachelor is going on. I've argued for a long time that if you're a single guy and you're just looking, let's say you're awkward, you don't have good topics of conversation with women, like there's long periods of silence when you're out on dates and stuff like that. I would suggest that you watch The Bachelor, but I would suggest watching 90 Day Fiancé because I think, Dub, are girls your age watching this?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Like, everyone's watching it.
Okay, so everybody's watching 90 Day Fiancé. If you're a guy right now, you're a single guy, and you have dating issues, by which I mean like you're not that great at conversation. Like I might not be great person to date, but I can talk, right? You put me at a table with a girl, I can entertain her. That's why I talk for a living. But if you don't have good topic selection, that can be difficult. Watch 90 Day Fiancé. Good chance you're going out on dates with a girl that she will have seen 90 Day Fiancé, and you can just talk about that with her. Just a tip from me to all the single men out there.
Yeah, and then when her friend texts her, how's the date going? Oh, this dude keeps yapping about his 90-day fiancé.
Yeah, well, you got to. Dating is surviving and advancing. It's like the NCAA tournament. You do well enough, you get to go to the next date. You get to advance. Get to pass go, and go, of course, is sex. All right, let's go. Who's up next, Dub?
All right, Brad in Virginia.
Brad, what you got for me?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Big fan of the show. I live the same purgatory you guys do. Got sucked into the 90 Day Fiancé as well. And unfortunately, ashamed to admit it, but I'm going to withhold my man card from being revoked. She's got me watching RuPaul's Drag Race now, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it.
No.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We should just open up phones, by the way, and allow men to call in with the most embarrassing things that they enjoy. And I think the RuPaul Drag Race would probably be pretty high up on the list there.
Yeah, but the reason I called in, I wanted to comment on the Outkick National Anthem. And you guys have lit the flame to reunification of America. Great job with that. And was glad to hear that you took your son out of school yesterday. I'm a big Braves fan, and my dad did something similar for me when I was little. So glad to hear you did that.
How nervous was that as a Braves fan? The Reds really gave that game away, didn't they? I mean, for 13 innings, you had an opportunity. I mean, that game was pins and needles, stressful. The no runs being scored, first time in Major League Baseball history in the postseason. Did you feel like the Braves were just going to choke it away based on their postseason history?
Absolutely. I've been a fan since, Dale Murphy, and that's all they've ever done. And, watching Trevor, was it the pitcher, when he did the Conor McGregor strut coming off the mound, I was like, he just blew it.
Oh, yeah, and he did the tomahawk chop. Trevor Bauer, when he came out of the game, he was phenomenal for 7 3/4, I think it was. Came out of the game and did a tomahawk chop, even though there was nobody in the crowd. Thanks for the call, by the way. That was a moment probably that, first of all, I thought was kind of funny, but if your team ends up losing, that's the kind of thing that comes back and you hear about a lot, right? Like the Trevor Bauer doing the tomahawk chop as he walked off the field, then his team loses in 13 innings. If they lose today, he's going to be hearing, I would imagine, a lot about the decision to do the tomahawk chop. Who's up next, Deb? Do we have anybody else who wants to weigh in?
Yeah, we got a couple quick ones. Let's go to Joe in California.
All right, Joe in California, what you got for us?
How's it going, Clay? Huge fan. Started listening to you guys when you were on Firing the Kid with Brendan Schaub and Brian Fallon. when I really
Yeah,
got
that was a
hooked.
great. Those guys have a great podcast. I appreciate them having me on.
And I wanted to call in. Appreciate everything you do, especially getting college football going back as a former student athlete. You know, that was huge right there. Fighting for those kids who their senior seasons almost got taken away from them.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. Thank you for the call. I'm ecstatic about college football, obviously being back, and the fact that this show and our audience fought for college football and we won is, I think, great. I don't know if you notice now, the new Corona Bro move when it comes for college football is they're obsessed about college football coaches not wearing their masks enough. Like, this is the new Corona Bro storyline. They lost the battle over whether college football could be played or not, and now they're all upset over whether or not coaches are wearing masks enough. It's crazy. This is, I mean, I wonder how these people look at themselves in the mirror when they wake up. Like, imagine being a grown man and sitting with your notepad watching a television contest and being upset because another grown man is not wearing his mask as efficiently and effectively as you think he should be, and then writing an article about it. Get a freaking life. Last call before we go to break, and then we're going to be joined by Dr. David Chow to talk about what's going to happen with the Steelers-Titans game and also the injury situation in the NFL in general. Who's up next, Dub?
We got Kevin in Ohio.
Kevin in Ohio, you're closing out the callers for the day, I believe. What you got for me?
Oh, how appropriate. So, I'm out, and that song should be out. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Come on. Scott Keys is sitting in rolling over in his grave. The ashes were rearranged.
Francis Scott Key is rolling over in his graves because he just took balls to the face on a dunk. I don't know how that dude's even moved. Yeah, we have Kevin. We have ended Francis Scott Key. We're like Vince Carter and he's like Frederick Weiss. We just dunked on the 7-foot French man.
You're going to sit back when you're my age. I'm 56, going to be 57. All right, well, maybe a little bit older. You guys are going to be sitting back, going over all the ridiculous stuff you did over your careers. It's definitely got to be one of them. It's got to be one of them.
Thanks for the call. There's way more ridiculous stuff I've done in my career, trust me, than replace Francis Scott Key and dunk on him all balls in the face with the Outkick National Anthem. There's always a critic. Kevin, awful music taste.